No, I think I'm me, but I don't think I'm on Earth.
Okay, very good. Look down at the ground and all around you. What does it look like?
It's like the forest, beautiful forest, but the sky is the stars in the daytime, and it's purple, and it's very lush.
Did you say it's purple?
The sky is purple. Blue. It's a mix of nighttime and daytime. I've never seen it before. And there's trees, and I'm in a field. Earth, but I can tell it's not.
You can tell it's not.
Yeah, it's not Earth.
Okay, good. What are you wearing?
Just a dress, a long dress, like it's light fabric and like cream, and it just goes down to the ground. And
Are you wearing any jewelry?
a necklace.
What does the necklace look like?
It's silver, metal. It's heavy. It feels like important. Like I couldn't get here if I wasn't wearing it. And I can't see it, but when I hold it, I can feel that there's something written on it. But the writing I can't see. When I hold it, I know it's there. It's vibrating.
Does it have any crystals on it?
No, it's just silver.
Mm-hmm. Is there any shapes on there?
So it has on the edge, there's like 1 inch from the edge, a little divot circle, like it just goes down, and then that's it, and then it's just plain in the middle again.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got here, I lifted off my body, like it's floating now. On Earth, it doesn't do anything, but here it's like floating a little above me, like I have to wear it. It's right above my breasts, right in the center of my chest.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you're holding?
No, I can feel my hands have like
Like your hands have what?
energy. Like
Energy.
I can't see it when I'm on Earth, but I can see different energy here. It's purple again. Like I'm not doing anything with it. I just part of me. I can see it here, but I can't see it when I'm on Earth.
There's purple energy coming out of your hands?
Yeah. Floating there because I'm not doing anything, but I have it.
What is it that you think you're doing here? What are you doing there now?
I don't know. I'm just standing here and feel like I'm waiting for something, but I'm just standing here. I don't see anyone else besides me.
Well, let's keep moving time to see if it is something or someone you're waiting for. You're there now. Tell me what's going on next of importance.
I sat down and I figured out I can protect myself when I go here.
You can't protect yourself?
I can, like, when I can touch the ground, the energy, like, my hands, it goes all the way up my arms, and I can feel, like, protected again. Like, I have everything. I felt my energy was so depleted, but when I'm here, this feels like where I'm from, and I can sit down on the grass, and when I put my hands, and the energy is up my whole body again, and then like I have the purple that was just on my hands. It's on my whole body now. Like I can feel it recharging my body. I'm just sitting there because it feels good. I feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I can make flowers grow if I want. And I'm just experimenting with what all this feels like. Guess it felt like I couldn't have it. I don't know where anyone else is. Just me.
Go ahead and allow yourself to feel that energy flowing through you. Perhaps you've been taken here so that you can feel that protection that is available. Even if you feel like you have been, perhaps, like you said, disconnected from it, allow for it to flow through you so that you can remember once more this energy. You won't forget it ever again.
I have to lie down so I can get fully recharged, but I feel scared. Like someone's gonna take it from me.
You are safe within this space, just like that energy helps you feel so protected and charged. There's safety within that protection. Allow yourself. Let go and allow yourself to lay down. Allow yourself to recharge and feel the beauty and the brilliance of this energy. Tell me, have you lied down?
I remembered something.
Tell me, what do you remember?
I didn't come here for a long time. Last time I came here, there was an attack and they destroyed everything. And I got away because I was really powerful and I could leave. But I've been so disconnected from it. And I was so afraid to come back because I didn't want to get attacked again.
Mm-hmm.
But everything grew back and everything's beautiful and peaceful, but no one's left here. That's why there's no one there but me.
And this is after the attack?
Yeah, it was 1,000 years ago, Earth years. That's what I feel.
Yes.
And our people everyone left. And it was, no one came when they attacked us. They just shot at us from, it looks like a spaceship, but you can't really tell who's in it. And they told me they were yelling things at us that we could never get away and we would always be haunted and we could never come back and get our life force.
Let's go back. Let's go back in time. Back in time to when you were there in the time and space before the attack. Before the attack. Before you realize anything of them. You're there now. There now. Tell me what you're seeing and sensing.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I thought it wasn't real because I forgot it. And we just are here and we're like angels. And we're not angels, but we're not like fairies or something. We just like experiment with the earth. Like we can just make herbs grow or flowers or whatever we want. Practice how they interact with each other. And then we're called upon to other planets or galaxies, or if the species there are going through a problem, then we can give them rosemary, for example, and they can incorporate it into their healing. Invent a new plant and put it there, and that helps them. So we're kind of like guard people and help them. And if they access the frequency, we can hear them out, then we can go to them. And we're like purple here. I look like me still, but I'm a little, my skin isn't really human skin. It's just like glittery and purple, but I still have my hair and female. And we're just experimenting and give people visions. The healers, the holy people, and the places we take our plants to, they can hear us whenever we go, and they download information, and then they know how to use whatever plant we've given them or the remedy or how to do anything. They know how to, because they're holy, they can incorporate with us what we gave them. And then we come back and then we just get to be peaceful, and as long as we can feel the earth and our plants and blue sky, then it's okay there.
And look at your skin. What color is your skin? What tone is it?
It's light purple and blue. Like, not really solid. It's kind of like I could touch it, but if I need to like change shapes really quick or like um, not be as dense, I can. But like when I'm just like relaxed, I'm just like a glittery purple.
Do you still have 10 fingers and 10 toes?
Not all the time. I feel like I have like three. It's kind of like a thumb, but it's in the middle of my hand. And then I have two fingers with like circles on the ends. So three on each hand. And then we don't really have feet. If we need to have them when we go to a planet, then they look like human feet. But otherwise, we just kind of like float. The only reason why we have hands is so we can direct our energy more precisely. But otherwise, we don't need them.
So instead of walking, you float.
Yeah.
Okay. And look at your face. What does your face look like?
It's kind of like a cat. Like a big eyes and like a smaller chin. But not. But it's like high cheekbones, like an alien. But it looks more like a cat than the other.
It looks more like what?
The eyes are more like a cat with the and it looks like we have eyeliner on, but we don't. And we're glittery. We're like bioluminescent.
Your glittery skin versus fur?
It's skin, but it's
Skin.
we just look like a cat, like cat eyes. Like that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of a cat, but no, we don't have any.
Do you have ears?
Better than we can hear them, but we have them for. We have everything in case we go to a dimension where we need to like shapeshift to be like that. Like I know where my ears would be, but I don't really have them. It's kind of like a small hole, but I can just feel and see. Like I can feel a vibration in my body faster than I can hear something happening.
Do you feel female or male or both?
I don't think I have a gender, but I identify more with feminine things. So I'm just drawn to more female energy because I like gentle things. So I think we're all mostly female. I don't think there's really any male energy here.
Do you have hair
No,
on your head? There's no hair there?
but I can have it if I want it.
Okay.
Well, like when I go to Earth, and I like looking like that. So if I want to have hair, if I didn't go to Earth for a long time, then I just make myself have curly hair. But normally I don't.
Okay. Very good. So we went back to a time before. Tell me, what are you doing in this time and space?
I just experiment with plants and growing stuff, and like they're kind of like extensions of us. So like if I need to make a plant that can do a certain thing that can heal someone, then I just have to focus my energy. And like I said, if people, it's mostly humans, but sometimes other places, but there's humans too. If they need help, there's a new disease or something, then they can pray to us or speak to us, and we can make something for them. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 of us to make it, but usually just one of us is good enough to make it. And then we go down, and they can't see us when they're too dense to see us when we're in our full form. So that's why we have to go to like human form sometimes. Or I'll just put the plant and then send them messages. It depends how advanced the person is who requested it. But so yeah, we can just go to Earth really easily and then come back and then be a really peaceful life. And we just like to be in tune with the Earth.
When you come down and do what you have to do as far as sharing your plant information or knowledge, do you have to come in a human form?
Not always. It depends. if the person is, sometimes if it's like someone who maybe isn't connected spiritually or doesn't have a lot of practice, if we just go to that person, they're like one time I helped this woman who was like, she lived in the woods by herself with her family and she was just trying to survive. And so I had to go as a human because she wasn't, didn't vibrate high enough to accept help from a non-human being, a non-human form. And so I just had to go and act like I was passing by and, was a medicine woman that could help her. So sometimes I have to be a human depending on who I'm helping, and sometimes I can just remain in my normal form and then still help them.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned earlier that your home has purple sky. Does it still have a purple sky?
Yeah, everything, it just is like a purple tint. It's like, which is like there's like underlying purple tones for everything. It's like everything, like I can see the grass is green, but it also is like a little purple. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like past the third dimension. It's like another sense that humans don't have, but you can just feel that it's like purple.
Like a purple filter?
Yeah.
Energy? Okay. Now, tell me, is there a place that you call home in this land?
Just like where we are. It's not very big and there's not a lot of us. And so we just all kind of like live together.
You live together where? In this planet?
On the planet.
Just on the planet?
It's in the field. We don't need houses. We don't,
Mm-hmm.
we just share energy, and it's really, really different than being on Earth. Time isn't really real, and we don't really, I can feel it, but I can't. It's just so different than Earth that we can't, it's just not the same way of living at all.
And the others that are with you, do they look like you?
Yeah. It's about like 20 of us, I think. And we all look pretty much the same. But we can, if we like how we look on Earth, we can like choose to look like some of us. So like some of us, like I like to have my hair, and some of the others, we can make like flowers like around our head, or like bracelets from the stuff we make. So we can like differentiate, but we're all the same species of.
You mentioned that you work with herbs and bring those forth to the universe. Anything else that you do for the universe?
Mostly healing in that way, and just really, people don't realize it, but like having whatever, it's like crystals. Like humans are really, they're able to understand crystals in this way, and they know they like flowers, but flowers and herbs and stuff, they have a vibrational setting, and depending where you have them and how you have them and for what, they can mean different things. And unfortunately, I guess it's fine, but in Earth, in a lot of places, we planted them in certain places on Earth on purpose, but now you can get whatever you want whenever you want, and so people are kind of like disconnected from what each one means and why it is where it is, and kind of like this local, like we put them in North America for a reason, or they're in East Asia for a reason, because that's the healing it's all part of the attunement of that area. And so, well, like I said, when we got destroyed, we can't help as much as we used to.
Tell me then, what are you doing right before, say you said that they were above in a spaceship. What are you doing?
Nothing. It's just normal, like usual. Just really like just hanging out with. There's two of the ones that I like. We're trying to make this yellow flower. It looks like a daisy and a carnation combined. We're trying to figure out how to make it like appealing but have all the properties that we're just experimenting to make a new one. So we're just like enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. That's what you're doing, and then tell me what happens. Keep moving the scene along.
We can feel them before we see them.
Mm-hmm.
They come in like this ship, and they don't get out, and they're so dark. It's just like such dense energy, and it's so hard and like so sterile. And they just tell us, I don't know if they tell us or if we can just hear their thoughts, but they just say that they just have to destroy us and we can't be here anymore. Well, I wasn't there. Someone told me. That's why I can't see it. I was on Earth helping. And then I tried to go back and our planet was closed off.
Mm. Okay, so you weren't there when the attack happened?
Oh, but I was back and everything was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out, I don't know how, but they burned everything and they destroyed it, and it was like the equivalent of a nuclear. Like everything was melty and like toxic, and like we don't breathe, but it felt like if a human can't breathe, that's what it felt like. And so I just couldn't come back, so I just had to go to Earth.
Let's go back to when. Let's find out how it is that you found this information. Who told you this information? Let's find them now.
I'm on Earth. And the beings from my planet came to me because they found my frequency. And they didn't have to come to Earth to tell me. I mean, they didn't have to take human form, but they told me what happened. And we got really scared because if we can't be in our alien form if we don't have our planet because we can't recharge. So I just have to stay as a human. She said the ones of us who are alive are trying to stay in contact, but we can't find each other. And so we just like kind of disband. And I just have to stay on Earth.
This person, does she know who was it that did this to you? Was there any features that she was able to pick up on or frequency on who they were and why?
They were from another planet, and they were, I don't know if they had a form, but she said they felt like green and like slimy, like just, if we saw them, we would just like immediately repel from them and just would like immediately send like our, oh, I have my necklace. And so she said if the ones that were there, if we hold up the necklace, then it's supposed to like push their energy back to them so we can't get harmed. But it didn't work. They studied us and they knew we would do that. So somehow they cracked them and we couldn't use them. And she said they were like green energy beings. They looked like a gross lizard thingy. I don't know the name, but I can't remember. They're from another galaxy, but they came because they couldn't get to Earth if we kept helping Earth. We made Earth too high vibrational for them. So that's why they wanted to go to Earth to get life forces. But when we were helping Earth, they couldn't go. And then they were really mad because then they had to delay their mission to destroy us before they could go to Earth.
When you were helping Earth, can you tell what time and space was that you felt that it was high vibrational?
Long time ago. Like, I don't know, 20,000 years. Maybe something.
Are you able to see? You're able to see what the people look like then when you were assisting them and they were high vibration?
Yeah, that was when we first started working with them. They were more like how humans now, like, you know, they talk about gods in ancient Greece and stuff. Like, they were kind of like that. Like, they were tall, they were powerful, they were strong, they were more clear, and they looked like humans, but they weren't, they didn't get sick, they didn't really have fevers or like anything like this. And then the longer they stayed on Earth, just they progressed down more to being like beings that harm themselves. So when we first started working with them 20,000 years ago, it was just more like in communion and in harmony, and like they knew who we were and they were open to it. But then as time went on, we were helping all the way up until like 600 AD, I think, is like when we, like right at from BC to AD, right up until then. It's like around then is when we were helping.
And besides you all, is there anyone else who does this task of ensuring that some of the herbs were planted on Earth for their healing properties?
We specialize in that, but there are other people, like other one. We are such, because we're so small, we just did the plants, but there were other planets or stars of people, not people, but of beings that, like, some of them helped with the animals, some helped like make the weather, some helped with like, the ocean. So everyone, all the groups were in charge of certain things. And my planet, we mostly helped women, but everyone,
You broke up. You said women and what?
we were women and we helped mostly women, and when they needed help from plants, that's what we helped with. But there are people who helped with, not people, but beings. Like we were a whole conglomerate of beings that helped with like everything. Like if there was like a suddenly like a new species discovered or a new whatever, like we were part of it that helped put it there.
Mm-hmm.
Us, but people who, beings that were in the same mission as us.
Yeah. Going back to, you said that typically they wouldn't be able to come into your planet. Is that correct? You said something about the amulets. They did something and they were able to crack them and go through. Can you explain that further?
They basically, they kept trying to go to Earth, and they would put something bad on Earth to hurt humans, and then we would go in and help them. And so then they figured out what us and all the other planets were doing, but we didn't know about them yet, because where we come from, there's no such thing as evil. There's just high vibrational helping. So we don't know how to like discern between it. And so we didn't think we had to be on guard for anything. But beings who came, eventually they figured out what my population and the other ones were doing. And so then they have advanced technology. Again, like before we didn't have to know about armor and defense and like cloaking yourself, and like we just don't have to know about any of that. But then they did that, and so that's why they could attack us. And so then we didn't have to like, we could sense they were around our planet, but again, they weren't harming us right away, so we didn't really have to, we didn't understand that they could do that to us. So we weren't like on guard or like seeing that they were like watching how we came and went from Earth, and how, because they had already infiltrated Earth. And so they saw what we were doing, and so they could study us for way longer than we even knew they were looking at us. And then from there they were able to come, and they had built up technology to destroy our protective metal discs that we wore, and even like our planet sky, and do everything, even though, because we never had something like that before. We never we thought we were just okay. We thought we were just safe. Like we didn't know that evil existed.
Okay. And you said that they were placing something on Earth. What was it that they were placing and you were finding out about it and changing?
I just wanted to like make humans, the lower vibrational humans are, the more they can control them and like have their energy. Like they're basically what humans consider like Illuminati and like lizard people now, is like they're part of that infiltration. And so they're putting like, they make diseases, or they make like, they help with some technology advancements that lead into humans being self-destructive, or like they they help bring alcohol and like gluttony, and even like negative human characteristics, like they can help implant into people, and like there's a lot of low vibrational decision making skills, and we didn't know that when we were going to help them. that they were coming from that. We just thought that was like, because we went to a lot of planets, but we just thought that was just part of Earth, but we didn't know that those beings were fucking with Earth to make it bad.
Okay. And your friend there that reached out to you, look at your friend. Look at her eyes. Do you recognize her soul?
No, she didn't come to Earth. She stays in between. She can't go home, but she's too, because she was there for the attack, so she can't. She doesn't want to go to Earth. But I see her as a form, but I don't know her on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Would you allow for her to speak to us?
I have to find her. She can't. She just roams around, but she can come in 1 second. Hold on.
Let's go ahead and find her. Find her. Look for her now and find her.
I found her.
Beautiful. Would you allow for her to speak and tell us more?
Sure.
Beautiful. Say that again?
You can call her Cat.
Cat. Wonderful. Thank you. We'd love to be able to speak to Cat. If we could please speak to Cat now.
Okay.
Greetings.
Hello.
Hello, is this Cat?
Yes, it is.
Yes, thank you. Cat, it is such an honor. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for speaking to us today. Thank you for also going to your friend here on Earth and giving her the messages. I was wondering if you would be able to share a little more about what happened with your planet since you were there the day of the attack and more. Would you be able to answer some questions?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, she had mentioned that she has a purplish type of glittery skin of sorts, but can change shapes. Are you able to, do you look similar, and are you able to do the same?
Yes. Everyone from our planet looks like that, but she was one of the younger beings on our planet. We don't really have age, but she was a newer one when the attack happened, and so the rest of us chose to, she was on Earth, and so we just kind of like chose for her to be stuck in the human cycle of Earth while the rest of us are trying to repair the planet. So she hasn't looked like us in a long time, and we kind of, the rest of us, there's still 19 of us, we're spread out, but we've been trying to repair our planet for a very long time, 1,000 years. And the problem is that she's not trained for things on Earth, so that's why she's having a hard time adjusting. But after the attack happened, our planet is our power source. So when we were cut off from it, we all had to scatter and just basically like wait out the attack. And then we had to call in assistance from one of the planets that was more male, like masculine energy heavy, because we're very, very feminine energy. We had to spend a lot of time even learning and studying this aspect, and so that took a long time. And then from there, we had to go back to our planet just a little bit at a time and send it some healing. First, we had to work with the masculine energies to set up like a healing force field around it, because like I was saying, she doesn't know, we didn't know about protecting ourselves. We didn't know. So we had to learn this. We worked on that for a long time. And then we worked on, we had to learn a new skill, because, well, we needed to give it to the earth eventually, but we had to practice it first, which is we had to learn how to transmute and use our powers to, we were used to a planet that was just healthy and neutral and then creating loving things from there, but we weren't used to a place that was toxic and just dysfunctional and just like disgusting. So we had to learn how to work through like the chemical, not normal, natural burning and like melty, like we had to clear all of that negative energy. We never done that before, so we had to learn how to do that. And so this whole time, we've been working on that, but had to just keep reincarnating on Earth because we're not ready. We got stuck in the loop, and so she's on Earth still, but we're still trying to do all of this, and we haven't been able to help as much on Earth as we used to because we are still trying to repair our planet.
Okay. He says that you are in a in-between space. Can you explain that further?
Yeah, so we've kind of, we didn't want to inhabit another planet, so we kind of like, when we met some of the other creatures from who are like us who helped with the assisting. So the Illuminati creatures, they destroyed a lot of planets, not just ours, or like, what was it, comets or whatever we lived on. They destroyed them, and there's a word for it in English. And we all just came, and we've decided to rebuild together. And so we all, with our combined powers, like created a new, like a new place that we could live in. And we experimented with like cleaning things up, or like we spent, when we would go visit each of our planets to see the state of them, and then come back and like share with the whole group. And so we kind of like have worked together to like figure out solutions for all the planets, not just ours, because we all got destroyed by everything. So we kind of live in this, we all want to go home, of course, but we can't.
Mm-hmm.
We can't yet. But so we're trying to figure out how to go home eventually. But we're just kind of like living together and trying to figure it out right now.
Okay, and you mentioned that you ended up connecting to a male, more masculine planet. Was this, I believe you mentioned earlier, to help you with your energies? Can you explain that further?
Yeah, so they were the closest one to us. So it turns out every like planet has a color. So our tone was purple, and next to us was blue. We're more masculine, and they would go to Earth and help with like elemental things. So like they would give iron, or they would give aluminum or steel, or whatever elements that humans needed to like help themselves. That's what they were in charge of. And so they were in the attack too, and so they came closest to us right away. And so when we first met them, it was very hard for us to communicate, because they're very, very like what humans associate with masculine energy, and then they're very, very feminine energy. So we had to figure out how to we could understand each other, because we're telepathic, but had to spend some time getting to know each other and figuring out how their planet worked, their system worked. And then that took a little bit, and then we realized we could like work together, so we could alchemize, and then we could like we learned different tricks that we could do with them when we combined what we had together.
You said that they were part of did their planet get destroyed? Is that what you meant? Or
so there was like, our planet was like for the flowers, and then their planet was like for the elements, and there's another planet for like animals, and another one for the stuff. And the Illuminati monsters, when they came, they destroyed each of the planets, because they wanted to cut off all of our abilities on Earth, because that would give them a bigger window to go in and like put all this bad stuff in there. And so all the planets have been destroyed. I mean, not destroyed, but like very. It's like the equivalent on the Earth of like if there was like a radioactive place, you couldn't go into it. You couldn't, like nuclear waste is basically. So it's not habitable for right now. But all these planets are trying to come together to heal our planet so we can go home.
You said there's other planets trying to come together?
Well, just all the ones that it happened to right now. We have seven together, and we're trying to heal it, and we're almost there. Well, you can visit, but we're still not. That's went in the beginning. You can visit back to it, but it's not ready for her to live there yet. For anyone to live there yet.
Okay. You said there's 7 of them repairing?
The 7 of us are working together.
7 of you, as in
7 planets.
7 planets.
They're so like we're one planet, and we're like purple, and we're closest with the blue planet, and the masculine energy, and they do metals and stuff. And then next to them is the green planet. It's kind of like a rainbow, and then the green planet, and then they would help with like the ocean, things in the ocean. So like they would put new species, or they would put more seaweed or whatever. And then all the other planets, they all had beings that focused on something particular on Earth that they helped. But we were closest with the blue planet because in proximity to
So when this attack happened, they attacked the 7 of them?
at the same time, and they destroyed all of us. And then each planet had like a different, the same thing. We just kind of like, we'd never been attacked before. We didn't really know about it. We're kind of like in experimental planets from another place to like help Earth. Like we were kind of like created, we came from another galaxy to help Earth. And so we didn't really know we had to be on the defense. We just thought like Earth was fucked up, but we didn't know it was like something that was still like being contributed to it.
Mm-hmm. And do you now know about protection? And are you said it's changed now with the planets. Are you shielding the planets now?
Yes, we had to. That was the first thing we did was, well, first when we were all together, we had to call the galaxy we came from, and we just had to talk to them. And it's kind of like parents who didn't explain that Earth could be mean to you. They kind of had to go through that with us, and so we had to do it on our own. But they helped us like see how we can create a force field and how we can protect ourselves. And so that's how we've been able to live like all together on this new thing we created, because we're trying to, we had to practice our force field protective energy there. And so, you know, we've been, other beings who have flown by us in space, they try to like get a reading on who we are, but we've cloaked ourselves and we're invisible. So we have all of that now, but we want to repair our planets before we go back, and we put force fields all around them, but they're still being repaired.
So what is the purpose of placing force fields around them? Will this be able to keep those, say, bad aliens out?
Yes, because they go back and they don't want us to be powerful again. And so we want to go home. I mean, that's the main thing. We want to go back to our planets, but so we kind of put the force field, so if anything would start to grow back, or there would be any growth, like regeneration, then they would like go by and shoot it and destroy it again. And so it was just kind of like to stop any more damage that they could try to be doing to it.
So now if they pass by and try to shoot at it, would it not be able to go through?
Because we're more powerful than them. We just didn't know how to... There was a power we didn't know we had or needed to use because we had never been attacked before from where we came from.
Very good. Let's see. You mentioned that that these beings look grotesque, maybe. Yes. Or that they look kind of like slimy. How about do they have like a shape, like, you know how humans have shapes? Do they have a shape?
They kind of, when they go on Earth, they're like, we just see them as like other beings. Like we can kind of feel them. We don't really see them, but when they're on Earth, they're like lizard creatures. But they're invisible to most humans, but we can see them, and they're like, they're just like spiky and like very reptilian.
Okay. Were you on the planet when they initially destroyed it?
Yeah.
Or heard it? You were on it? Yeah. Would you be... I can hear you. Say that again?
It was horrible.
Would you be able to tell us what that was like, if it's okay with you? We experience that sometimes when you revisit, even though there's no time, but past situations like that, it allows for healing of it.
I mean, it's fine, but we were sitting there. This is why she thought it was her memory, but it wasn't. We were, and two other beings were trying to make a yellow flower that was a cross between a daisy and a carnation, or a daffodil, I can't remember. And you know, it was like a laser came and hit a tree near us, and we had no idea what it was or what happened. And because we've never felt unsafe before, also. So that was a new feeling, also. And we saw the closest thing we could gather was it was how humans felt when they're attacked or something happens to them on Earth. And so we, in the same like clear triangle pyramid shape that you had to fly to the planet in, that's how we get around. And so we just kind of like everyone got into those, and we just all left. We didn't go to Earth because we can't enter Earth unless someone calls us for a mission. But so we were just in the sky, and the alien forms that were destroying our planet, they didn't know we had left. They just were shooting us with lasers, and they were like very very efficient and very destructive. Like it was, they would shoot one laser and it would just kind of like explode and just wipe out all of the plants and trees that we had been growing. And just like in a matter of a few seconds, everything was just gone and turned into mush. And like, I don't know what the technology is, but they don't have it on Earth, but it's like, it's destruction, but it's alchemized into something totally disgusting and toxic, and you can't do anything with it.
Does it dematerialize any formation? Does it dematerialize the life?
So all the plants are gone, and then that they did it on purpose that it didn't blow up the planet or like destroy it, because our life force is there. And so they knew that until we can be on our planet and touch the earth or touch the plants, that we can't get anything from it. And so they did it in a way that, you know, we're too weak to go back to Earth, and we're too weak. We need to recharge on our planet, and we haven't been able. That's why we all have to work together with all the species, and why it's taking so long, because we have to like get all. We're not at the normal power we normally have, and that's why we went to the planet and her hands were purple. That was the only energy she has left from our planet. There's not enough yet to be fully recharged for us. Yeah.
How is it that you charge then?
We've been creating all the planets, everyone, all of the beings from all the planets. We created a new one, and then we've made an energy center that it helps us recharge, but it's not the same as our life force on our planets. So we have like some crystal technology and some ways we can connect to it that we can feel okay, but that's part of why we can't go to Earth, part of why we can't be our full power, part of like we're just kind of like downgraded right now as a species because we're not back on that planet yet.
Okay. Do you know, in the time and space, say for example, of Atlantis, were you all helping at that time, or were you no longer helping at that time?
We were there, but it wasn't. We didn't need the help as much. It was just kind of like we were showing them, you know, here are some things you can do with this, or we were helping them kind of like create on our frequency, and then when we were like helping more. So in the beginning, it was just more of like living together in communal and like teaching them, and they were way more advanced beings then. But in the past, like after Atlantis went under, and then like from 15,000 years, it's just been more of us like we've had to do way more assisting than we're not at the capacity where they could learn yet. Whereas like when they were in Atlantis, it was a lot of us like, creating together, but then it's just been a lot of us like just assisting with like helping them stay alive, basically. Like they're not ready to incorporate some of our powers into who they are where they could when they were in Atlantis.
Okay. When this attack happened, what was M doing?
She was on Earth when it happened.
And why was she on Earth? Do you mean that she was incarnated, or how was she on Earth?
And she was helping. I don't really understand, but it must have to do with the technology people have. Because she was on Earth, and so since she was in the form of a human, and so since she was that, she just kind of like she had to stay as a human. She couldn't access the frequency. Oh, it's kind of like how like we can't get to our certain level of frequency again because of our planet's still not healed, and so to go back to that home, we've had to like all as species we've had to level down because our planet isn't in full function, and so she had to stay on Earth as a human because she lost her connection to her power source to feel like to shapeshift again.
Okay. And are you all, as the different planets that you are of the different elements, are you all familiar with the archangels?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share with me before I speak back to it?
She just has a hard time on Earth. It's been very hard for us to watch her because we can't help her. And she's like to protecting herself from things because we didn't have to where we're from. And so this is why it's been really hard for her on Earth to like trust that people are bad and they do bad things, and she needs to protect herself, but she's just not used to it because we didn't have to do that where we lived, and we're just sorry we can't help her more right now.
Do you know, surrounding herself with force fields of love like you are with your planet? Is she doing that right now for her human body?
We're trying to, but she's so weak, and because she basically came to Earth with no protection at all, and so she's been susceptible to everything. Bad energy put on her, and unfortunately, we can't touch her or help her. So we've been trying to send her like telepathic messages, but because it was such a radical shift and adjustment for her to be a human that it's just like been getting so lost for so long.
Okay. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for speaking to us and giving us all this wisdom. It was much and much needed. Thank you for it. Would I be able to speak back now to thank you, love you, honor you, and respect you? Thank you. Let's see. I'd like to now begin the body scan. I'd like to speak now, if I could please speak to the higher self of, if I could please speak to the higher self of, is this higher self? The sound is a little low. If you can speak nice and loud, please.
Okay.
This is higher self? Thank you for being here. Love you, honor you, respect you. Thank you for showing us such a life that she really needed to see today. As she shared with me, she's had other past life regressions and has yet to find out why she was on that cycle of constant say pain or somebody negative, being harmful to her, no matter how hard she tried to break that. Okay, would that cycle that she keeps living on Earth with, say, abuse of different forms, is that connected to that life that you just showed us?
Yes.
If you could say that again, just louder.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Okay. I would like to begin the body scan at this point, and it seems like she would need additional help. With your permission, would we be able to call on our archangels to assist with her body scan? Did you say that you would like the archangels to assist?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Higher self, if you could please now connect us to the archangels. And who would you like to connect to first?
Michael.
Very good. We call forth on Archangel Michael now. If we could please speak to Archangel Michael now.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you. I'm sure you've been watching already. Now we are trying to figure out how we can assist, what we're allowed to assist. So we have a unique situation right now where we have that planet that's been harmed, but is the life force of how she charges and so on. And then we have those 7 planets that are still trying to rebuild. Archangel Michael and the Legion of Light and the A.U.R.A, are we able to assist them to further build upon and heal their planet? Is there something that we could do as a collective as angels?
No, they're doing it. It's just a process, but they're doing it. But it's just, they're still beings. They're not unaffected by opposing forces in the universe, but they just thought they were because they weren't for so long. But they are affected by them, so it's their journey to work through.
Okay. Is there anything that we could do at all? Can we send them love?
We can pray for them.
Beautiful. And we can send them love light through prayer? Can we do that?
Especially by envisioning the color purple for them. It's very powerful.
Okay, yes. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Michael, if you can now begin the body scan on her here. Scan her from head to toe. Look for any negative energies, entities, anything that we can heal. Let me know what you find.
There's one in her stomach.
What's in her stomach?
Her lower stomach, an entity.
An entity. Michael, is that an entity or a reptilian consciousness?
It's a reptilian consciousness.
Okay.
It's very elusive. I haven't dealt with these a lot, but it's the same species that harmed her planet, and they got very good because she's the only one from her planet on Earth like this, so I haven't had to work with this before.
Okay. Now, at what point did it attach itself to her stomach?
And she got stuck on Earth after the planet was attacked. They knew she was on Earth, and so they sent one of their beings there to kind of control and manipulate her as part of it.
So she's had this entity in her since the planet was destroyed.
Every incarnation she's been on Earth. And then pull in other entities, but this is the source.
At this point, roughly how many incarnations has she had to cycle since her planet was destroyed on Earth?
67.
67? Okay. Now, what is it doing to her, being there?
In her womb, and it's like Mary's baby, like the possessed one. It's like sucking all her life force, and this is why there's so much abuse and sexual assault, because the power source of all the evil is right there. And so this is the evil that she attracts because it's in her body in this way.
Okay. Can you go ahead and place it in the alchemy symbols now, Archangel Michael? Thank you. Am I able to speak to this reptilian? Say that again, please.
Yes.
I can. Very good. Okay. Is it contained now?
Yes.
Is there any other of these consciousness in her besides this one? Scan her, please. Any other reptilian consciousness?
It's the same being, but it's in her chest also. I have to put it with the rest of it. Hold on.
You have to what?
I have to move it. It separated itself, so it's in her chest. I have to put it in her with the other one.
Okay. So you're going to put it closer together?
And put them all in the symbols.
In the symbol. Good. Okay, scan her body. Make sure there's no other reptilian consciousness. You know they could be sneaky. I want to make sure we don't miss any.
No, that's it. Just those.
Okay. And why was it in her chest?
It was on her heart.
What was the purpose to that, and what was it causing her?
It was able to convince her not to trust her intuition when someone was going to harm her, and it convinced her, like, ironic, actually, of like that convincing her that people aren't actually evil. It was doing an evil thing by convincing her that evil wasn't real, so she would have sympathy and feel sorry for men who are abusing and harming her instead of standing up for herself.
Mm.
Because when she's low energy like this and her aura is open and these things, she can't connect to Kat and these beings from her planet.
Okay. Does this reptilian consciousness have a body somewhere else?
No, it's just like it could have a body, but it abandoned it to live in.
Okay. All right, now that it's contained, Archangel Michael, I'd like to speak to that reptilian there. Let me speak to it now. If you could please come up. Come up now, please. Let me speak to you now. Greetings. Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us. I love you, honor you, and respect you. May I ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Thank you. We understand that you've been there for a good amount of lifetimes in her human body, and what you have been causing onto her.
Mm-hmm.
If I can ask, is that something that, how do you work within her body? Is that something that brings, say, fulfillment to you? Can you say that again?
Yes, it is. I live on evil energy, and I have to stay alive. I have to have these things in Horsefield.
Okay. That is your food source? Is that what you're saying?
If there wasn't any, then I couldn't control her. And we're bound. When she got stuck on Earth, we knew she was on Earth when we attacked the planet. And so part of what happened when she was earthbound and stuck as a human is I merged with her in that moment. So she is never not incarnated with me.
Okay. Did you become part of her and who she is? Is that what you're saying?
We're separate beings, but she, because she's not fully human, she thinks this is normal to have when you're on Earth. She thinks it's normal to be subjugated to abuse and assault and alcoholism, and she can't create a reality that doesn't have it because she's not on Earth. She's not of Earth, and she can't exist without these things because I've always been present to create them as part of her reality.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty there. Is there a contract that was created when you went into her body?
Not a contract. We just decided because we don't want them to get their planet back, obviously, and we can keep it lower and, drinking or doing drugs or with men who are abusing her, then we can't hear her people advising her. And so as long as I'm here, then we have some leverage to maintain.
Are you implying that if she were to start listening and being stronger connected to them, that perhaps would that help them become stronger?
Yeah, because there's only 20 of them. Like they could have 8 million, but there's only 20 because they only need 20 pieces to be powerful, and they're missing one from her.
Okay. I understand that you've been doing this perhaps for a long time. Would you be able to share with us, like, who was it that advised for you all to go shoot at them? Is that your own decision or from somewhere else?
Who is our leader? I'm not as high up as them, so I don't really know the specifics, but basically we're an army, and we got direction from a higher up force from another galaxy that they wanted. So we're like kind of like a filter for them. We siphon pain energy to live, and then that being siphons energy from us. And so we were instructed we thrive off of destruction and pain and evil. And this planet, as Kat told you, they don't they're not used to that. They don't understand it. And so the more we're able to do that, the more we're able, it's like an extra dose, because they weren't even prepared that that was even real. So they were the most powerful beings to do that to, because it was like there was the shock value on top of it. And so, because we didn't know that would get stuck on Earth, but she did. And so they chose to fuse me with her, so that, because if she is more powerful and can be a powerful being, then she can help the Earth kind of like move into the place they need to be in. And then she can also, send that energy, because all the good she does on Earth is like transmuted into her beings on their planet. But if I can keep blocking that, then I'm going to keep doing that.
Okay. Now, I know you've been doing this for a long time. As you know, the Earth is ascending, and at this point, there is no stopping it. It has reached its capacity of positive timeline, positive ascension for the future. Now, lower density entities like you in the surrounding, as well as not only is it the Earth, but the whole construct in the universe is leveling up, you can say, going up in dimension and frequencies. So when this happens, there's going to be a purification that will happen. And lower density entities like you, who are, parasitic inside people or are draining on people's lights, will be transmuted straight back to source. What we're looking to do is we're looking to assist you all who have been stuck in this negative polarized role for such a long time, to help you ascend now into a positive polarization, no longer having to play this role. Would you allow for us to assist you today so that you can incarnate or transcend somewhere else into a positive polarization where you no longer have to feed off, say, you don't have to feed off light. Instead, you can create your own light. You no longer have to feed off, these different pains and sorrows and abuse and any of that. Instead, you can be your own creator being.
Okay.
Beautiful. Go ahead and start spreading your love light now. Spread your love light. We're going to assist you. Spreading the love light within you, finding it and spreading it. Making sure that every part of you that belongs to you and does not belong to her, spread it to all love, all light. If you can let us know once you are all light.
Okay.
Are you all light? Okay. Did you say yes?
Yes.
Good. Wonderful. So go ahead and start releasing yourself out her body. And if Michael, can you connect us to Archangel Azrael so he can assist him?
He's here.
He's here. Thank you, Azrael. Azrael, if you can please help him pull himself out of her body and keep him there once he's fully out. Let us know once he's fully out. While he's pulling himself out, Michael, can you connect us to Yeshua?
Yes.
Can you have him? Good. If we could connect to Yeshua now, please.
Here.
Thank you, Yeshua. Your energy is so beautiful. Thank you for being here. If you can please start healing those areas within her body that reptilian was attached to. I know in her chest and also her stomach area. Anywhere else that it affected her?
Her womb.
Her womb. Okay. We can start healing that now, please. Fill it in with love light. Thank you, Yeshua. Okay, Michael, this reptilian, as it's coming out and Azrael's keeping it there before it goes. I'd like to speak to it before it goes. But for now, did it have anything attached to it? Like, did it have any implant hooks or portals as well within her body?
It was plugged into like her veins. It was very, very merged with her being, like her physical body also.
Okay. Was it integrated into her DNA?
Yes.
Yes? Is that what you said? Okay. Good. Can we start using the symbols in repairing her DNA structure?
Yes.
Good. And then we're neutralizing, transmuting any negative fractalization that it attaches itself. So we're only going to leave the organic of her, what's meant to be of her DNA structure, please. As well as her veins. We're going through her whole body and transmuting out any negativity that it influenced her whole system. Do you need any Phoenix Fire for that?
Yes, please.
Good. Using the Phoenix Fire now throughout her whole body. And Michael, is it out yet?
Almost.
Okay. Let me know once it's fully out.
Okay.
Thank you. Wonderful. Now that you are out, if I can ask, is there a message that you have for her before you go?
I miss her, and she'll miss me because she's never not lived without me, but she can be her own being now.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for accepting this as well. And before you go, do you think that it would be possible to speak to your other partners, companions that are doing this, to see if there's any of them that would like to no longer have to play this role anymore?
Yes, I'll give you to our general, basically.
Very good. I'd like to, Archangel Michael, if you could connect us now to their general. Connect us safely to their general.
It's here.
Greetings. Thank you for speaking to us. Love you, honor you, and respect you. May I ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Were you able to take notice of what just happened with the reptilian that was in her body?
Yes, I could feel it.
Okay. Do you, since you're able to feel it, do you see how beautiful and grand it is for that soul that has accepted this now?
Yes.
I know that you all have been playing this role for a long time, taking orders from others, perhaps, or causing havoc and pain to others.
Yes.
But just as you saw him transform, this possibility is for you as well as whomever is with you or under you that will allow for this to happen now. We'd love to be able to rid you and release you from no longer having to play this role anymore, so that you can go ahead and keep your consciousness and experiences gained throughout. And now you can use that wisdom and be a positive polarized being now, instead creating your light. Would you allow for us to aid you in this manner?
Yes.
Beautiful. How many are with you? And how many of them will allow for this as well, please?
40.
40. Okay. Archangel Michael, can you call forth on the legion of archangels there and angels, the ones assisting with helping them spread their love light now, please?
Yes.
And where is it that you are located at?
Who? Me, the lizard?
Yes. The 40 of you, where are you located?
We don't exist on Earth, really. We are beyond human measure, so we can kind of move back and forth, but we're all telepathically connected, so we saw what was happening this whole time, even though we weren't near here until you called me here. So we're all around.
Okay. So are you like on a planet or a ship or just somewhere?
We're on Earth. We're kind of like, as the one who was in saying, is we're some of the lower level of the destruction. We're kind of the ones who've been sent to collect pain from Earth to send to our leaders, who then send to their leaders, who we're kind of on the lower rung of everything.
And you are on Earth, you said? Say that again.
We're on Earth. We're like we're beings that we can shapeshift into humans, but usually we don't have to. We're just kind of like unseen influences for negative decisions for people.
Okay, so you are on the earthly plane, the 40 of you? Did you say yes?
We are.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're having the angels here sending you love light now, all of us, so that all of you can continue to spread your love light through the essence that you are there as the lizard beings. Spread to all love light, releasing yourself from the shroud. And let us know once all 40 of you are love light. Can you tell me, just like there was one of you attached to her body, is there any of you who have consciousness attached to other humans?
Yes.
How many more are you attached to?
12.
12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Archangel Michael, brother, if you can find those 12 humans and ask their higher selves if they will allow for us to remove those consciousness that they've attached.
They already came out.
Beautiful. Good. So help them bring them back to those 20 there so that they can make themselves whole once more. And then those humans, Yeshua, brother, if you could have you and the Christ consciousness start feeling the love light to the 12 that had those consciousness. Thank you. Those 12 that had the consciousness, why is it, so let me speak back to the general there, but why is it that you, for example, picked those 12? Is there a reason?
They were low vibrational enough that we could go in them. That was the most important one to get, and then these other 12 were just people who had holes in their aura, or who, we could just get to them easier. They weren't anything, they were just an easy life force to enter.
Okay.
So we were very attached or resistant to leaving them.
Okay. Did they also provide you with a source of food or replenishment?
Life force, because they were in a lot of pain. There was a lot of drug addicts or alcoholics, or they could move between, and stayed with this one, but the other 12, they just kind of moved between humans. Like whoever was in a lot of pain, they could just kind of enter them.
Okay. Let us know once all of you are all light.
They came, and they're here.
You said they came?
They're all light now.
They're all light. Oh, beautiful. Who's talking?
The general.
The general. Okay, good. All of you are light. Beautiful. Do you all have a message for humanity now that you've gone from such an extreme to light?
I just didn't know what they were doing, but it doesn't mean that we have to be allowed to be able to do it.
Thank you. And now that you're of light, would you be able to share with us more as far as who gave you your direction and what you needed to do?
There's a higher beings than us, as I said, who we were feeding energy for them, and they kind of created us and used us to fulfill their wishes, but we didn't know that we didn't have to do it. It's just kind of like we've been doing this for so long that we just kept doing it, and it was an easy way for us to get power, so we just kept doing it.
Okay. Are you able to share with us a little bit more on who these higher ups would be?
They don't share that much with me, but they're basically us, the reptilian also, in higher forms, and they have some negotiations with the powers that be to be able to experiment on Earth, but they took more than what they said they would be doing. So, they said, for example, we would practice with one little plague or this one little thing, but instead we took over everything and made total destruction. And we're just kind of been the ones who've been able to do that for them. But the powers that be are all the positive forces in the universe have been working to combat this for a very long time. And the time is coming now to do it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for allowing for us to assist you in all your honesty. Is there anything else you would like to say before you go?
Thank you. We're ready to leave now.
Wonderful. Archangel Azrael and your legion, if you could all please guide all of these positive polarized new beings there, guide them to where they're meant to go, ensuring that none of them get tricked along the way. And can I speak to Azrael, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, brother, for being here. Azrael, where is it that you're taking them to?
We're going to heaven realm.
Good. And why the heaven realm?
They need time to... They're beings that got taken advantage of, and so they need time to reflect with the powers that be and all that is, and see the damage they've done and decide how they can best help repair it, because these beings aren't evil, they were just used for evil. So they need a break from all of this. They're not self-aware and self-reliant yet, so they need to be in a pure light space to be able to to do this.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, our infinite love to them. We thank them, honor them, and love and respect them. Thank you. And thank you, A.U.R.A, for your assistance. Thank you. If I could please speak back now to Michael. Thank you. Michael, if you can make the connection stronger every now and then when she talks, the sound goes. I know we're ensuring to shield, but it's not that bad. Just please, if we could have Zerkio, just make it stronger for us, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Michael, if you could continue to scan her body, I want to make sure we do not miss anything. Scan her for any other entities. I know we scanned her for reptilians. Let's scan her now for any kind of entities. Let me know if you find any other ones.
There's a hook, like an anchor.
There's a hook where?
In her lower abdomen, like where her female organs are.
Yes.
Right below her belly.
Okay. And I know we were working on the Phoenix Fire throughout her whole body, transmuting what it merged itself into her. So if we can go ahead and can we use a Phoenix Fire to transmute the hook out of her sacral area? Say that again because I couldn't hear you.
Yes, please.
Okay, very good. Using Phoenix Fire there. Any other kind of negative technology within her scanner? Let me know if you find anything else, please.
Her neck.
What's going on with her neck?
There's a bolt. It's like to keep her from looking, like to limit her. It symbolically limits her range of being able to see and think and move her own head. So it's like this thing that like keeps her stuck.
They're like bolts?
Yeah. It's like a Frankenstein, but across her whole neck. But it's
Okay.
not technology. It's very high advanced.
Okay. Michael, how can we remove this from her neck?
We can use Phoenix Fire also.
Okay, using Phoenix Fire there as well. And how's the her DNA? How's that looking?
It's clear. It's flowing. It's like a angelic highway. It's like very, very open.
Good, beautiful. Okay, so we're working on the hook and the rod. And let me know once they're either one of them is out. Let's continue scanning her. Is there any other type of non-organic negative technology in her?
There's chains on her feet and her wrists.
Okay. Were these all connected to those beings? Did you say yes? Okay. Can we go ahead and transmute those out for her as well? Phoenix Fire on them. Did you say yes? Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, what was that causing her?
Everything, her alien life form could feel them, and they were invisible to her earth body, but energetically they were making her feel like a slave and feel trapped. So the hook has an anchor to feel like she's stuck on earth, so she can't reach her higher self, reach her alien kin. The bolt was to stop her neck from looking around and feeling clear, and the chains on her wrists and ankles were for a slave mentality, to keep her self-esteem low and help her feel stuck.
Okay. Does she have anything else?
No.
Anything else? Is that all of it, Michael? Did you say yes? Okay. Let's see. All right. So as we transmute those out, let's scan the rest of her body. I know she also mentioned we were already given so many answers, but we want to make sure that her sacral chakra is repaired fully, please. She also mentioned that sometimes she gets, vaginal pain there. Can we heal that so she no longer has that anymore?
From the reptilian consciousness. They're gone now.
Okay, so will she no longer have this anymore?
She won't.
Beautiful. Good. Okay. And she says sometimes she gets lower back pain. What's the cause to that?
It was where the hook was across her whole body. It was from this.
Okay. Now, how about the acne she gets around her waist?
Same thing from the reptilian consciousness. He had a lot of ways to control how she saw herself, and part of it was, there were a lot of tactics, and one of them was if he could create acne or make her feel unattractive, then she would also not feel confident within herself. So, all be clear now that the entity is gone.
Okay. Also, there was, let's see, facial hair. Was that connected to that too?
You can get it lasered off and it won't come back.
Okay, good. And if we could just balance out her hormone level, please.
Yes.
Thank you. If we could help her now, remove that cycle of sexual abuse, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Now, was this connected to her, kind of like her sabotage, she says, around not being able to feel like she could be healthy and strong, and sometimes as she got, thinner, then she would sabotage so she can perhaps not be as thin?
It was all voices of the reptilian consciousness
Okay.
being controlled, and it was a negative voice that was also her voice. And so it wasn't just outside forces, it was coming from inside.
Mm-hmm.
It was so hard for her to distinguish between her voice and its voice, and why she felt like something was wrong with her internally, because this thing was part of her.
Okay, very good. Okay, so if we can now scan her auric field, how does her auric field? Does it need any healing or repair?
Yes.
If you can start that now, please. Just let me know once the things that you're removing are out. Does she need any age regress?
Yes.
How many years can you do, please?
20.
20? Okay, good. If you could repair her body 20 years, please. Can you scan her chakras? How do they look? Do they need any healing?
Her crown chakra, the purple one.
Yes, if we can go ahead and start healing that for her now, please. Yeah, notice that when we were doing the energy healing, her crown was off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was not where it was meant to be. So I remember the higher self going in and placing it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if we could just do the repair there. Thank you. Any other chakras?
The root chakra.
What's going on there?
You can't. She thinks being grounded into earth means pain. And so she never fully relaxes into being grounded. So we need to have her root chakra be healthy and be hers.
Good. Let's start healing that for her now, please. Does she need her third eye opened up anymore?
Yes.
Okay, if you could start doing that organic process as the higher self allows for that, and also expanding her heart, please. Thank you. Okay, and then if you could scan her for any negative cords. Does she have any?
A few left over.
Okay, if we can go ahead and cut them if they need to be cutting, or transmute them and heal them, whatever needs to be done, please.
On her arms, I can just cut them off.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, don't leave any negative cords, please. All right, one more time. Scan her for any negative implants, hooks, or portals, please.
Everything's gone.
Good. Okay, does she need any fragmented soul pieces that need to be regained back to her?
Yes.
Michael, how many is there?
There's 2.
2. Can you find them and bring them back to Yeshua and the higher self so that they can start repairing and making the soul whole once more?
Yes.
When did the 2 fragment off her?
When she first came to Earth, because it was she was shape-shifting fully from an alien to a human. They got replaced by the reptilian consciousness, so she's never had her full soul for herself.
Okay, so we're making that organic back to what she was meant to be.
Yes.
Thank you. Does she have any contracts that we can remove for her that no longer serve her for her highest good?
Yes.
Can we go ahead and remove those for her with the higher self permission?
Yes.
Thank you. What were those contracts for?
For taking care of men who won't take care of themselves.
Okay, yes, we don't need that anymore. Is there any, I know that you took us to that life where she was, she had trauma from losing her planet. Can we start healing that trauma for her now, please? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Thank you. And I know we already worked on her DNA. You saw it's good. Okay. And then just further in the DNA reprogramming, anything that's no longer serving her, any kind of negative programming, just reprogram her as her higher self allows, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Very good. So that is the list there completed. Now, Michael, is there anything else that you would like to assist with before I speak back to her higher self?
No, she's okay now.
Can you tell us, Michael, from a level there, this removing of these beings that harm them, these 7 planets, what has this done for this, say, reality or this existence of what happened to them?
It's a final piece that they felt like they couldn't leave. They're very powerful beings, but they haven't learned how to alchemize into Earth and like kind of merge with Earth. And so that was their biggest block, was these lizard beings. They had that piece of the puzzle, and these aliens who wanted to do good didn't have it. And so now that we release some of the alien beings, they're able to kind of connect back into Earth. And it was like an invisible block that they couldn't get through.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who assisted with that tremendous healing. Thank you. And our infinite love to those beings who suffered from this attack. May you continue to grow together and work together. Thank you. Okay, Michael, can I please speak back to her higher self now?
Yes.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Azrael, Yeshua, anyone else who assisted today with the beautiful healing. We love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you. Higher self?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, higher self. Is there a name that you go by?
No.
Okay. Now she wanted to know who was her, say, soul group galactic family. Would that be the planet that you showed her? Did you say yes? Thank you. Okay. She also wanted to know, she's been on that cycle of negative masculine harming her. Is there ever going to be a partner that she will come into union that will no longer do this to her? Any hope in that? Did you say yes? What can you tell her about it?
She just needs to relax and remember she has a choice also, and that her feelings matter. You don't have to rush it, and if you can just calm down, it will come. And it's okay that you're 30 and you're here. You're here, so don't compare it to everything else that's on Earth.
Yes, thank you. And we know that she works with, in the planet, she worked with the plants and flowers and so on. Is there any kind of advice you could give her about this and how she can assist further now here on Earth that she's, removed this density that was within her?
Yes. You can't be afraid of merging two worlds that don't feel like they belong together. She hasn't had any examples of how she can do the work she wants to do, but that's because she's here to do it. And she didn't have a chance in her previous lifetimes. She found small ways too, but now is the chance to be fully merging energetic and this beautiful power she had from the purple planet into Earth. And so people won't even really notice. It won't seem weird to them. It won't seem, she'll just be able to do it. She can just touch people and fix their chakras, or she can offer plant healing, whatever flowers or herbs or feels like the right intuitive thing to gift to people, she can just do it. And because her healing strength will be behind it, and because her planet can't come back to Earth yet, they're all working through her. So she doesn't just have her power, she has everyone else's. And so to be this conduit for merging these things is what she's supposed to do, even if just trust it. It doesn't have to make sense. Every time she doubted her intuition, that was the reptilian consciousness in her stomach and why she's always felt bloated and out of place there. But it's gone now. So just trusting that whatever setting she enters, she will bring healing power, whatever form she feels called to do. And that's like some groups she'll say, okay, everyone go pick a flower. Some groups she'll do energy work. Some groups she'll do this. Wherever she goes, whatever type of healing comes through her, she just needs to trust it, because it's not just her power, it's the whole purple planet and all their allies coming through her as well, because they're still blocked out from coming to Earth.
Wonderful. So they'll be channeling and directing her and guiding her throughout life now.
Yes.
And now that she no longer has these infringements, stopping her, she'll be able to clearly hear them more clear.
Yes. And she won't feel the need to question them or have faith in logic or anything like this, because all of that was tricks from the reptilian consciousness to make her be small so they could feed off her pain, because she was very powerful, but she's an alien consciousness in a human body.
Okay, wonderful. All right, she has one more question. She says she's attracted to the Islam religion. Why is she attracted to it? But then she doesn't really, she believes in incarnation and stuff like that.
It's fine. It's a way for her to relate to people in this lifetime. It's an experiment for her. It can help her understand new ways that people feel healed and can connect her on the soul level to the people she's meant to work with. So it's okay. It's part of her path, and it doesn't take away it can coexist with her being an alien. It's just the form she needs to take right now to serve the people she needs to serve. So it's okay.
Okay. Is there, at this point, I've asked all the questions, we've done all the healing. Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't?
No.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, higher self. Thank you for Kat for speaking to us earlier as well and giving us such information that was needed. Higher self, would you suggest for her to share this video?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think it is needed because just like her planet of the Erms was destroyed, those other 6 planets, would they also have incarnations? Would some of them be on here?
No, but there are people who are connected to those planets who specifically need their guidance.
Wonderful. Good. Okay. Anything else, higher self, before I bring her back?
No.
Thank you. Well, it truly has been an honor to work with you today. Thank you for bringing her to me. Thank you to everyone who assisted. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you. May I bring her back?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.